At Ubisoft's E3 press conference, we learned that Ubisoft Quebec finally got their own IP, something that it was completely evident that they were after. It's basically a mix between their previous project, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild. And I'm here to talk about whether or not Ubisoft Quebec finally having their own IP is a good thing for Assassin's Creed and for Ubisoft Quebec. Now, this game appears to be an ancient Greek mythology sort of game, something that they wanted to do with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and did for a time. However, they want the freedom to be able to go really into it, something that making an Assassin's Creed game would not give them, at least not without backlash. Now, I don't really care about the game itself, because Ubisoft Quebec really burned me with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Not with the game itself, but after my review, there was a developer in the comments trying to discredit my opinion for having too much baggage, and then they all blocked me on Twitter. It was beautiful. By all, I obviously mean only a few. But that drama out of the way, essentially I don't have faith in Ubisoft Quebec as a studio. But my point is here, I don't think that they were particularly happy that they had to make an Assassin's Creed game as opposed to their own game, and obviously they've been pushing for it, and this is the game that they wanted to make instead of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have no doubt of that. So maybe Ubisoft Quebec on a passion project is something worth a second chance. And I hope it does well, you know? Turn it into its own franchise, Gods and Monsters. And then please, oh please, never touch Assassin's Creed again. Now obviously that's one of two ways that you can take this. Either they're moving on to a new project, they're going to leave Assassin's Creed behind, which is probably the best way forward, as why should they work on anything but what they care about? But then there's also the other way in which this can work, in which they have to make this game, and then they have to make the next Assassin's Creed game after whichever one's coming next, in even less time. And considering Ubisoft's overall infamy for rushing things, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Now this game does seem quite similar to Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you remove the art style and the monsters that are just blatantly everywhere. The protagonist even looks like Cassandra. Leads me to wonder, was Assassin's Creed Odyssey what they wanted to make, but in a franchise that they didn't want to work on? And is this now the game that they do want to work on with those elements incorporated into this? I do want to know though, if this is a thing now, why did they bother with Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Because clearly they got that IP before they were finished with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So maybe the Ubisoft higher-ups forced them to finish that game. Maybe that was part of the agreement. They made this game, then they went on to their new IP where they could do whatever they want. And it just so happens that they used Assassin's Creed Odyssey as a crash test. Then again, maybe this game's more different than I give it credit, besides from being based on ancient Greece and that mythology sort of aspect to it. Maybe under the surface it's vastly different. Obviously the art style is incredibly different, so that's one big one there. But beyond that, I don't know. Hopefully it turns out to be a success and Ubisoft Quebec can make an entire franchise based on it, and then they can stay away from Assassin's Creed. The game will be out on the 25th of February 2020. I guess only time will tell for this game, Ubisoft Quebec, and even Assassin's Creed on the whole. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, and I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.